Welcome to the Social Radio Show. I'm your host, Richard Martin, along with my amazing co-host,
Cheri Martin, and we are the WCN Interactive Team, business growth, marketing, and social media strategists, helping you to
dream it, plan it, build it, and most importantly, successfully do it.
That's right, Richard, for growth, prosperity, and success. And each Wednesday at 12 noon on TalkNetworkRadio.com, we share tips and techniques to grow you and your business, plus demystify social media and marketing for you so that you can have more fun.
And my favorite, more profits.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
And we're so excited about our show today as we're starting to prepare on what to present today to our audience. We realize that May 13th, which is Saturday, is our anniversary of our very first Social Radio show. So happy anniversary, Richard.
Happy anniversary. Time goes so fast. Of course, when you're having so much fun, it really does. But,
I know, and that was in 2015, and we actually started on an AM radio station here locally, and now, so it's kind of a dual celebration because a year ago, after we celebrated our 1 year on AM, we came over to Talk Network Radio. Official date, I think anniversary date is June 1st.
It's close enough.
Exactly. But so we got a lot of stuff to be just happy about, and just grateful for. So that's kind of where our topic is going to be today, and it's going to be on everything social media. Anything goes. We're opening up the lines. So we're inviting you to call in. Let me give you that number here, 321-806. 3159, and again, that number 321-806-3159. So if you have any throughout our show today and you're listening, you have any questions on social media, or if you want to share some successes that you've had with social media, we'd love to showcase you by calling in and definitely give a shout out to you. So again, call in, and for the first two callers today, we have two more general admission tickets to the 9th Business Acceleration Summit. And those tickets are for next Wednesday, which is May 17th, for the full day event there. And they are valued at $120. We're a media sponsor with the 9th, with the Business Acceleration Summit. So we're excited to be able to give these tickets out. So again, first two callers today, 321-806-3159. But we do first want to
let's
do a shout out to our partners.
Yeah, and this first one I want to shout out to is the reason that we're on Talk Network Radio, and that's to the graces and best wishes from for us is from Jeff Heiser, the owner of Talk Network Radio. So Jeff, we want to give you a great big thank you and just appreciate you trusting us and all the education that you've given us since we've got over here. It's been amazing. Thank you, sir.
You guys are too kind.
Well, you believed in us, and we're excited to be a part of your team here, and just wanted to let everyone know, you were actually on the same AM station we were, and when we were starting there, and then you came on and decided to start this venture. So do you want to give a shout out just real quick to our listeners why Talk Network Radio, and also just where radio's going in this century.
Is this the way it's supposed to work? I'm supposed to be interviewed?
We'll just give you a few moments. I just want to let everyone know how
you want to check, then we set the rules.
We pay you, we get to say what goes.
Gosh. So, a lot of people ask me why did I do this? And for one, it was because I wanted to, but really, the real reason behind it is because I just felt there was a better option than AM or even FM radio, and I wanted to reach more people. And actually, since we've started, we've had over about 70,000 listeners that
Wow.
have tuned in.
Love it.
And that's pretty big, considering that other numbers for other avenues or venues are mostly based on estimates and algorithms, and this is real. I mean, this is real numbers. And in my previous life, I figured, I could make TV work at going 500 miles an hour at 36,000 feet. I thought maybe I could do this here on the ground in a stationary place. So I did it, and we've had great success. We've already went through a year, and we're working on our next year, and we've added, like I said, a lot of listeners. We started the magazine, Connect 10, and we've done a lot of events, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, we sure have enjoyed our ride here, and we're looking forward to continuing on with our success here on Talk Network Radio. We know that we started, as I said, on AM station, and we do want to give a shout out because I know we're all friends with John and Vern Harper there at WMEL, and John gave us the opportunity to actually start on AM radio, and then of course building the relationship with you, and then you and providing this offer. And Richard and I really prayed about it, and we thought, why are we on radio? What is our purpose, and what is it that we really want to accomplish? And we wanted to make sure that we were reaching a bigger audience. And
I can't say enough about those two guys, John and Vern, and they're great. They help me out a lot too. And it's when you can get mentored by people that have been in the business for decades,
a lot of years, yes.
Regardless of what it is, whether it's radio, business, selling widgets, if you get somebody that can tell you the ins and outs of how that stuff works, and what works and what doesn't work, and where you should be and where you shouldn't be, it's invaluable. It's priceless. You can't get that from just going out and doing.
No,
it.
you're absolutely spot on with that. The learning curve on learning anything new is very flat. Mainly because most of us learn more from our mistakes than we do our mentors on putting that
absolutely that's
together.
a fact.
You wake up and it's first of the month and the bills are all due, and you go, oh crud, there's not enough money in the bank account.
Right.
Maybe I ought to pay attention to my mentor and coaches and strategists and all those other things that are out there that are there for us to partake of. Some free and some not, but either way, it's worth it.
What I did was, while I was over there, I paid attention to everything that was going on. I paid attention to how the scheduling was going, how the interaction between the commercials and the hosts and the music and just the layout and everything that there was had to do with the station. I paid attention to, and I decided that there were ways that we could make this better. And we're heard right now in 26 countries. I know for a fact because we see the numbers coming from those countries.
Well, there's another interesting point that you just made. Because it's on the internet, it's trackable.
It's real time too.
Well, it's real time, but there's no arbitron that's
No.
Excuse my French, it's just a wild ass guess, on that. But you got analytics. Doesn't matter whether it's Google or whatever it is. You got people showing you hard numbers.
Yeah, and I'm going to just pass on one more thing, and then I'm going to let you get on with your show, which is a great show. And I really appreciate you guys being here because you bring a lot to Talk Network Radio. But recently I read an article, and it was in Wall Street Journal, and then it came out again in some other publication. I'm not going to say the name because I'll probably get in trouble from them just for saying their name on the air without their permission. But, in parts of Europe, in Denmark and the Netherlands, they've actually turned off the AM and FM spectrums to radio, and it's all digital.
Oh, wow.
And it's an interesting thing, and according to the article, that's coming to us because the way people listen to the content. And if you just go out and just look around, you'll see everybody has a phone, and And people are realizing I can get my radio stuff or the things I want to listen to right here on my phone. I can get it now in most cars.
Yes.
And so I think the direction, we may still have small media markets with small stations for people that don't have those phones, but at some point, it's going to happen here, I think.
Oh, for sure. In fact, before we, on our drive here to the studio today, I had my app listening to the show that's prior to us with Monet. Is it Monette? Monette.
Monette, yeah.
And, I love listening to her because she's a master storyteller.
Today's show was pretty good, wasn't it?
It was. And so that, again, right on my app, on my smartphone, I got, and I could check out things while I'm listening. I can, do my other multitasking as I'm listening. So yes, definitely.
Right, so.
I mean, we are very blessed to be here with you, and I look at you as one of my mentors. I know you've really, I've been listening this year to you, and thank you for helping me to enhance and improve here on the radio. So,
well, thanks a lot, and let's get on with some social media now.
I love it.
Well,
thank you, Jeff.
Before we do that, yes, and very much thank you. Let's talk about our sponsors that make all this possible.
Exactly.
That even make Jeff smile.
And then just a reminder, if anyone wants to, we would love for you to call in today and just give a shout out. Again, some of your successes on social media, or if you have any questions, we're here to answer those. 321-806 3159. There are limited lines, so if the line is busy when you call in, just keep trying, because the first two call-ins will receive that general admission ticket to the 9th Business Acceleration Summit.
All right. Well, I want to begin with Toastmasters, a world leader in communications and leadership development. Find out how you can improve your speaking and leadership skills. Visit toastmasters.d84.org, and that's Toastmasters with an S in the Masters.
And also, Constant Contact is a partner with us. They're an award-winning company empowering small businesses and nonprofits to grow and succeed through email marketing. We also do some presentations as a partner with them, constantly sharing what the benefits of email marketing and social media marketing is. And you can be a marketer with one toolkit, one login. So get started growing your marketing list. Give us a shout out on the So Social Radio Show, and we'll share with you a great deal if you want to start trying their email marketing system.
Absolutely. And everythingbrevard.com, a Brevard County, Florida community website, keeping you up to date with everything that's happening in Brevard, and get your business listed on everythingbrevard.com.
And our newest partner is the Business Acceleration Summit. And as I said, we're very excited to be partnering with them as a media sponsor. We had Shannon Grunich on our show a couple weeks ago sharing how she, well, first of all, she's a media master, a PR media master specialist. Her great book, Media Magic, sits on our desk, and we're always referring to it. But she started this process back in 2015 as well, so a couple years ago, and it has just really grown. And this next week here in Melbourne, Florida at the Hilton Rialto, and that is May 16, 17, and 18, is the 9th Business Acceleration Summit. Just go to her website at businessaccelerationsummit.com to get full details and to register. But again, to get a general admission ticket to spend that full day, which is the most powerful day of the summit, next Wednesday, May 17th, make sure you call in today to win one of those tickets. Again, valued at $120. That's awesome.
You won't be sorry
No.
if you show up there,
And we will be there.
whether you get a free ticket or not. This is a great event, great speakers, great messages, great interaction, great masterminding.
And we'll be there we're going to be there Tuesday evening and Wednesday. Thursday, we're actually away teaching a seminar ourselves, but we're excited to be able to be there and participate, and excited about meeting all these amazing experts and masterminding with the pros. So we'll see you there. Well, Richard, what do you want to talk about?
Well, why not talk about our favorite subject?
And that would happen to be social media.
A la the Social Radio Show.
Precisely. I mean, we have been very, again, blessed with having opportunities to present workshops over the last few years. And in fact, we had 2 phenomenal workshops yesterday here, one in the Brevard County area and then one down in the Indian River County area as well.
At the Indian River
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber, yeah.
And then at the Melbourne Regional Chamber yesterday afternoon. So it was a very full day, but a very blessed day, and meeting new people and sharing what we love to share. And that is tips and techniques and how to really tap into social media and have it work for you. Because I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges. Everyone knows they need to be on, and yet they're not quite sure which site to be on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great
or how to make it work for them.
Well, yeah, we can get into that, but what sites? I mean, how do I know what site to choose? I mean, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, and a whole bunch of more that are out there. I mean, where do I go? I mean, I'm a newbie in business, or I've just made that decision to start exploring the social media channels. How do I find out?
Well, we've talked about this a number of times with amongst ourselves as well as with clients and in workshops and such. And one of the things that we all need to stop doing is overthinking social media. Social media is nothing more than a communications site, a place to network. Don't try to focus on selling your services, your products, but start selling you. What I mean by that is let people get to know who you are. Be genuine. Build relationships. Have conversations. In fact, I shared on our WCN Interactive page yesterday a quote that one of the influencers in our industry that I follow, she put out, and basically, if you go to WCNinteractive.com, you can see this post from yesterday afternoon. But basically, in the explanation, is that social media is a marathon. It's a journey. It's not a sprint. You have to be strategic in what you're putting together, and also you have to be patient. And
there's a tough word. I mean, you know me and patience. It doesn't go together in the same universe.
We live in a world of instant gratification, and it just isn't going to happen on social media.
And why is that?
Because it's all about networking. I mean, in fact, and again, getting to know people. You have a great analogy about face-to-face networking and social media.
Yeah. Face-to-face networking and social media are really synonymous. Yeah, one of them, you're at a networking event, and what do you do after you pick up all your business cards? You got this stack of business cards. By the next day, for me anyway, it's sometimes hard to put the face on there, and I do a lot of weird things just so I'm remembered the next day. I'll drop a pin, or if I'm holding a little attaché, I'll drop it. I'll do something when they go, hey, I was the klutz that dropped my keys, my book, or whatever it was. Okay. Mm-hmm. But what it sets up is I'll take that momentary embarrassment if it gets that deep, but it's a point that when I call the next day, I have a point of recognition other than people that picked up 50 business cards on that. I also have another little trick. Business card, most of them have 4 corners on them. I have a code that I bend my cards with, and I can do it on one hand. The people I'm talking to don't even know I'm doing it. In the upper right hand corner is, this is a must get to. I got to call this person back. On the upper left-hand corner is, okay, when I have a free moment, I can call this person back. Then we look at the bottom. On the bottom left, it's doubtful. On the bottom right, it's don't waste your time. That's kind of cruel to say, but those are decisions you have to make every day in business. Your time is valuable.
That is so true. And I know myself when I'm networking or in any association and we're striking up a conversation with someone that you really want to get to know better. And, we're all strapped for time, and sometimes we're at events that we all live in different locations. So one of the first things I will actually ask them is, are you active on social media? And if so, which site is the site that you are most active on? And then I ask permission if I can connect with them. And then from there, we can continue the conversation. There's so many events that, here locally, or we go to Orlando a lot, we go to South Florida. We don't get there that often, but we meet people that we want to continue to build that relationship with. So what better way than start following them and learning from them on social media, helping them become a brand ambassador for them as you're building that relationship and sharing. I mean, that is the key ingredient on social media, is the sharing. When you can become a brand ambassador or have brand ambassadors share for you, it's kind of like we shared in our workshops yesterday, is that flipping of the funnel. Mm-hmm. In traditional marketing, we put out a lot of advertising, and this advertising is still relevant for many businesses today, but prior to social media, it was all the options we had, which was, radio advertising, TV advertising, direct mail pieces, print publications, etc. And, that could get quite costly. You had to really set a good budget to be able to have that continued advertising. But what you hoped for was that someone would drop through that funnel by, seeing your repetitive advertising and contact you or come through. And it was just those onesies and twosies. And now the way social media is, that funnel has flipped. It's upside down. So you have close associates, friends that you're connected with on social media that already know you and like you and trust you. They become your brand ambassadors, and they are the ones that are helping you get that reach, expanding that reach out there on social media. So again, there are some costs to social media, mainly time, but of course, then within advertising, etc. But there is a way for you to get more brand awareness and a larger reach by just being you, being true, being genuine, and really consistent.
Very, very excellent points. And going back to what you said earlier, it's going back to Bob Berg's theory in The Go-Giver. You've got to build the know, like, and trust factor that's out there. Mm-hmm. First of all, if they don't know you, the results are obvious in that one. But the like is where the differentiation starts really sitting in on that. They can like you, but there's many different shades of liking. I can sort of like you, or I can absolutely like you so much I just trust everything that you say. Mm-hmm. On that, and that's a big continuum there. But there's a lot of in between that goes there. But that's what social media can close the gap with. Mm-hmm. That you can sit there and carry on conversations, and beyond that, other people that are on social media that are either following you or the person you're communicating with, all of those people potentially can see that message. Realistically, maybe 20-25% will, but that's still a big number. I mean, between you and I, we're in the 1,000. More than that. But all of a sudden there'll be a fraction. If only 10% of those people are there, you're looking at 100, 125 people that are having access to this communication over the course of a day.
Precisely. Now, we do want to, again, listeners, if you are out there today and have a question, we're here. Pick our brains. If you're not comfortable calling in, then go to Social Radio Show on Facebook, and on the top pin post, put in a question there. We have these 2 tickets. These are our last 2 tickets for the 9th Business Acceleration Summit that we want to give out today. Again, each of them are valued at $120. But that number, if you feel comfortable, we'd love to hear from you. 321-806-3159. And, talking about social media, again, a most common asked question is what social media site do I need to be on? I mean, there's so many of them. Do I have to be on all of them? And that is, one of the first lessons we teach everyone is you need to be where your customer or prospective customers are. That's where you're going to get the engagement and be able to be seen or be known before you're needed, get some top of mind awareness out there, connecting and attracting people to you by, again, just being a resource. And that is the key ingredient when you're posting. You want to attract people with the postings you're putting out there, and not about you, but about them. What questions do they have? So when you're creating your postings across any social media platform, you need to know what your ideal client their pain is, or what solution they're looking for, and share with them those tips, those tricks, those techniques, whatever you can. And, what are some frequently asked questions that you're asked about your product or service?
All right, we got a message that our producer just put up there. Mm-hmm. What are these buttons in the lower right-hand side that say buy now and shop and all these type of stuff?
Oh.
What are those?
The call to action buttons, and those, especially on Facebook, they have them on the cover images now. They're in the ads, and you'll see a lot of in your news feed, those right in the news feed, the stream of conversation. Then they're usually sponsored ads, and then they have that, click here to learn more, or click to download, click to register, sign up, etc. Those are call to action buttons, and what they're doing is they're providing you a way to drive traffic from Facebook to a landing page, to a web page, to an e-commerce site, somewhere where you can then gather an email and get them some information. And normally, when I click on those, very few of them are selling anything. They're actually going to maybe have you sign up for a free webinar or a video series that you can have dropped into your inbox, or perhaps an ebook or a white paper, etc. And what they're doing, the purpose of that is to really, again, strengthen that relationship and let people flavor you, get to know you a little bit better. Once they're comfortable, they like what they downloaded or they're viewing or reading, etc., then now they're going to be a little bit more receptive of maybe getting something from you that maybe costs a low amount of money. You would never want to put a huge package out to them, say, okay, now that you've downloaded my free product or my free tip sheet or whatever, buy from me. What you want to do is provide them, say, hey, here is, thank you for downloading my ebook, and others that downloaded the ebook were interested in this as well. And now you can upsell a little bit, maybe for only $9, but at least they've plugged that plastic down, and now they're building that next level of trust. So they're willing to maybe buy something bigger from you. So those are great call to action features that are on Facebook. I love them.
I totally agree with you on that. We've got another question that's come in. Is it worth, and I'm paraphrasing this is a long one, is it worth to actually pin a post to the top of Facebook? Is there anything there? Because they're saying about 20% of the people really go to your page. So you're the guru.
Well, I like pinning posts mainly because when you do get those new viewers coming to your page, if you really want to emphasize a post that you put up there, like I mentioned on the social radio show, I always pin our current show up there, post about what we're talking about or who our guest is, and links, etc., to them. If it's a new viewer, they're going to see that first post, and if it is true, 95%, I think it's up to 96% now of the individuals that actually have clicked like on your Facebook page never come back. They only have an opportunity to see what you put in the news feed. And again, that is based on the Facebook algorithm, which all of the social platforms have that formula.
And none of them give it out.
And what that formula does, or the algorithm actually determines who is going to see what on social media. And so if there is some fans on your page that are active, they're going to see more of your information coming through the news feed. However, there are those that they may not even be connected to you or like you yet, but they may be connected with someone that may have reacted to something that you put on your Facebook business page. And as that flows through the news feed and they mouse over, like say the icon of our social radio show page, it will actually pull up that cover image. So that's why that cover image is so vital. You call it the billboard of...
Well, to me, it's the same as having a billboard on an interstate anywhere. Especially if you get one of those new LED ones at night that shine up there. You cannot not look at them. They're totally noticeable. And you have to take that same mental process when you're developing your cover photo. You want it to be so powerful, so colorful, so engaging that people want to know more about you or your business.
That is so, so true. And, and the same goes then when you're trying to determine what social platform to make sure you're most active on. Again, master one. And most people get on Facebook first because that is the majority of the active users out there. I think 1.8 billion worldwide users now on Facebook. You're going to have some opportunities coming your way. But what you want to do is actually look at all of the different benefits and values of the different social sites. Facebook, their biggest benefit is their advertising platform. It's so robust. I mean, it really does let you narrow down your search to the minute, even to the zip code. And advertising on social media does work. It does cost a little bit of money, but it is definitely worth it if you are doing it effectively. When you look at Twitter, that is the fastest way to really, reach your audience, and it's used for customer service by so many businesses.
Why don't you tell your customer service story?
I hate to name any company.
Well, you don't
okay, I'm not going to name the company, but I will just say that a few years ago, our local internet company was upgrading their internet speed. And we work out of our home and we don't have a business account. Just the two of us, Richard works on the east side of the house. I work on the west side.
East wing, west wing.
Yeah, east wing and west wing. But anyway, we noticed that as they were starting to advertise their bigger speed or whatever you want to call it, we noticed our internet kind of slowing down a little bit. So I tried to call, our local company and wasn't really getting any answers and nothing was being resolved. So I actually went to Twitter and nicely just put out a tweet saying, hey, has anyone else noticed that's on such and such, internet slowdown in speed since they started advertising their next bigger internet speed? And within seconds, and I mean seconds, I had a private message from this company with the phone number to call. And we were able to resolve that. I mean, I think we even got a trial, 60 days with their high internet speed?
They took care of it.
It's
not the current one, folks.
I was going to say, unfortunately, they are not our current. And it's unfortunate. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, but that's how people do. I know there are other companies, Dell Computers monitors. They have ways to monitor. And our youngest son works for a company in Austin, Texas, a restaurant there. And I can't mention it because he's always telling me, Mom, don't tag me when you mention, because whatever. He's an assistant manager at one of their restaurants. But whenever I say anything and mention their name, even on my personal profile, without even tagging them, they are notified. They are alerted. There's so many different type of alerts that you can put out there to make sure you're monitoring your social media so that you are aware of who is talking about you. Don't have that's a whole another. Google Alerts is one that is common, which is free and a free version, and they have a paid version as well to get some more monitor. Twitter has some Tweetbot, I think it is. There's so many different ways you can monitor and what's being said about you on social media, online marketing, and that is important, folks. You need to be monitoring what's happening so that you can be made aware of it and address it.
No, it's like anything else, It's much easier to resolve a problem before it really becomes a serious problem. Mm-hmm. So if you've got a little incident going on out there, hey, Walk up to somebody and say, how are we going to fix this? How are we going to get over this? And usually it's not as difficult as we imagine it is. But the first thing it does, even if it doesn't get resolved, you made an attempt. You can hold your head high and say, hey, I tried.
Exactly. So again, that's what a lot of people use Twitter for, is for customer service, or I should say a lot of businesses, but also as an individual on Twitter. I love connecting with industry experts and following them and learning from them. It provides great information that I can take and then share with my tribe. Always give credit due where credit is due. When you're sharing other people's content, let people know, when you tag them or they're notified. So, and you gain attention from them as well, but you're also giving value to those that are following you and becoming a resource for them. But LinkedIn, it's the largest professional networking site, so it is a great place for you to really establish your credibility, your expertise.
Absolutely so. And also on LinkedIn, there's a lot of space to write. When you're doing your personal profile, what is it? Is it 2,000 characters?
Yes, in your summary. A lot of changes on LinkedIn right now, but on your summary, within your business experience, et cetera, you have a lot of characters, 2,000.
Now, is that the area that's indexed by Google?
And it's indexed by searches, people doing searches within LinkedIn.
Yeah,
because
LinkedIn in and of itself is a search engine, correct?
It's powerful. Exactly. So those keywords are called up when people do searches on LinkedIn. And if you ever Google yourself and you have a pretty good LinkedIn profile, you will see your LinkedIn profile actually rank higher than your website a lot of times.
And that's because most of the time we're on social media more than we're on our website, because unfortunately a website is pretty much static unless you have a blog on it. Now, if you have a blog, then it can be different. But LinkedIn is very good. It's a very good reputation building site.
It is. Now, those are Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn are top 3 platforms being used by businesses. 2 others are Instagram and Pinterest. And of course, Instagram and Pinterest are for your visual posts, either images or videos, and they both are phenomenal for, again, getting recognition and being seen by people. Instagram is really, I'd say that a lot of the individuals or younger generation left Facebook to go to Instagram because us parents and grandparents got out here. But now a lot of businesses are using it because the advertising on both Instagram and Pinterest and even Snapchat is phenomenal for businesses. So, but on Instagram, it's great creative context, as well as I said, visual inspiration, helps you connect better with your audience. And then Pinterest is the same way. But the great thing about Pinterest, and we had Maggie Lamar on as our Pinterest expert at the beginning of the year here, and I really dove into learning more. I just love following her too. But you can get so much increased visibility onto your e-commerce site, your website, your blog, because when you're posting images and videos onto your pin boards on Pinterest, you put in information that actually will lead back to where it originated. So it works as a search engine to bring people to your website, for example, or your blog, if you put a video or an image coming from that blog. It's phenomenal. It works great to get more rankings on your website.
That's an amazing tip just in and of itself on putting it there. But we're talking about Pinterest, and to me, Pinterest is more probably 80% female oriented, 20-ish% male. I've gone there. I've put some airplane pictures up there, leaning it back to the flying above, and so you look at it from that standpoint, and it doesn't matter where your traffic come from. It just matters that the traffic is coming to you.
You got that right. And that's what's, I know there are a number of people we talk to that just don't even, we hear it all the time when we're speaking at a workshop. I just don't like Facebook. I don't like social media. I don't like all this, it doesn't give any privacy. Well, if you're using anything on the internet, your privacy is already invaded. I mean, everything you do, you're registering a social profile, whatever you do online, and there's more that's coming out about, they can even tell what ads you're clicking on, and those get filed. And, it is a little scary, but what do? You can't stay off the internet, so you need to learn how to use it securely and effectively.
There's very little privacy, and I don't really want to get into privacy. I mean, you look at all the cameras when you're driving down the road today, on that. They've got everywhere you got, unless you're going to put a mask on, and then they'll know what color mask you have in your car, so they'll figure it out one way or the other. They're copying your license tags and all these other things that go around. So don't worry about it. Just go have fun with it, and
be safe. Definitely be safe.
Let the other people worry about it. You just go out there and use it for social, use it for business, and just, move forward.
Oh, for sure. Well, we're down to just less than almost 9 minutes now, so we're going to give you one more chance to call in. In fact, because we're limited with time, if I get one caller in that shares with us there's some successes, or if they have a question, call in at 321-806-3159. And you're not going to just receive one ticket. You're going to be able to bring a friend. So you're going to get both tickets to, these are my last two. I want to give them away to somebody that will really benefit from coming to the 9th Business Acceleration Summit. So 2 general admission tickets to next Wednesday, May 17th at the Hilton Rialto here in Melbourne, Florida. Valued now at 2 of them, $240. So give us a call and let me give these tickets to you. We want to hear from you. So Richard, what's your favorite site? What do you like best, or which site do you like to be best on, have fun
on? Obviously, Facebook is number one, but I also like Twitter. It's fast moving. It's quick. You really have to think about how to get a message in 140 characters, which you immediately have to subtract 15 characters from. Because if somebody's going to reply back to you,
or if you're going to tag somebody,
somebody, then you have to do that.
The reason being, Twitter handles are 15 characters or less, so we have to always take that into consideration.
But the amazing number of influencers that are on Twitter is amazing, and it's just not that our current president tweets all the time. We go back to Twitter 6-8 years ago, and there's just a less of a barrier, and I really can't explain why. There's just a less of a barrier of connecting with people on just building that relationship and letting things happen.
Yeah, what I like about Twitter is that I can follow individuals that I want to get to know better, so that I can actually see their postings or their tweets come through my Twitter feed. And that doesn't mean necessarily that they have to connect with me. Now, the etiquette on Twitter normally is someone connects with you, you connect with them, but I always recommend, first of all, look at who is connecting or following with you. I block a number of people because they're not really appropriate, and I really don't want them taking my information and sharing it out to their tribe if I don't feel that they really are appropriately posting out there on Twitter. So there are some things, again, you have to be conscious of everything you're doing online, especially on social media. Don't just go connect with anybody and everybody. I always go and look to see if I get a connection request on Facebook, a friend request example. I see who else in my tribe or my community is connected with them. If there isn't anyone, I kind of look to see what I can see. I'll just go hit them as delete it. LinkedIn, I always, when I get these LinkedIn requests, it takes me a while a lot of times to connect with people that request a LinkedIn invitation, because I actually go and look at every single one and read their profiles, see what we have in common, to try to come up with something I can maybe start a conversation with when I accept their invite, if I do accept it, so I can get the conversation started. I mean, again, we're networking, we're having conversation. These are communication tools, and that's why it's important to make sure you get it out of your own head. Don't get out of your own way, so to speak. Don't try to continually selling your products and services. Make sure you are focusing on those that you want to attract and provide solutions for them or show them that you can help them reach their desired results.
You're the one that they need in order to grow their business, improve their reputation. So I like the way you stated that. But, social media is just an amazing tool on that, and the ability to connect. But the thing is, you just can't, as you were saying, connect one time. You've got to start a conversation. You go back in the old days when phones were brand new on that. We're going back into the 60s thing again. Okay,
Yep.
But people would spend hours on the phone on doing that. Then all of a sudden the internet came up, and started happening at the end of the 80s and all of that, getting efficient with what it was going. And then you had early sites. What was the first site we were on?
Oh, gosh. I'm trying to think. There's Plaxo, and then MySpace, and then LinkedIn. Those are the first three.
Yeah, Plaxo was the first one we were on.
That was basically a professional business networking site as well. And then we got on MySpace for our business, and I had no clue what I was doing, but I just was told, get your business on MySpace. This was before I really dove into it. And then I kept getting these LinkedIn invites, and I thought, I wonder what this is all about. And I just, connected with people that, because I knew these people that were asking or, sending me requests. And all of a sudden I just took a look at it one day, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is like networking on steroids. There's no more 6 degrees separation. It's 3 degrees separation.
At most, it's 3.
Yes. And I just got so excited, and I was hooked. And so, and I will admit though, when I got on Facebook, I stayed on LinkedIn and just kind of worked that platform. And, but when I got on Facebook, the reason being was my nieces and nephews were saying, yeah, Cheri, you got to get on Facebook. This is where we post all the information or stuff about the family and the pictures of the kids, because they're all up north or Midwest. I'm here. Okay. And again, I took a look at this and said, oh my gosh, there's so much more to this. So we dove in and did an immersion with Mari Smith out in San Diego.
We went out to San Diego for 3 days.
And
talk about intense.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I still have all the information I gathered from her books, everything. And I love following her. She makes social fun, and that's why I have fun. She taught me to have fun with it, so I love that. But I know we're getting down to the end. I want to kind of leave today our topic of discussion. Just thank again everyone to help us celebrating our anniversary. We've had so many past sponsors, partners, guests throughout the last couple of years, and we're looking forward to some new and bigger and better things here as we start our 3rd year on Talk Radio and our 2nd year at Talk Network Radio. So I want to just kind of share what I call the 5 doobies to creating buzzability, spreadability, and profitability. And I'm going to be real quick on this, but I do want to say, and I got a joke. I shared this with some folks down in Jamaica, and when they heard the doobies, no, it's not a doobie.
Doobie has a whole different connotation.
So I never thought about that.
But we're not going
there.
But
here we go. Here are the 5 doobies. You want to do be social, do be authentic, do be engaging, do be consistent, and do be visible. And if you would like a copy of the 5 doobies, come on over to the SoSocialRadioShow.com, the So Social Radio Show on Facebook, and click on that top pin post and say, I want your doobies. And the first 2 people that do that, since we didn't call and say, you will get these tickets. So again, to the 9th Business Acceleration Summit that we're very excited to be a part of next week here in Melbourne, Florida.
Shannon does such a great job with this, and all her staff and team are amazing.
Exactly. And I will say this one sheet here, the doobies, gives a little explanation of each of those doobies and how to do it. So, well, thank you, Richard, for being my co-sponsor, my co-host on the So Social Radio Show. I woke up one morning, I said, Richard, I had a dream last night. We're going to go on the radio, and it's going to be the So Social Radio Show. So you're my co-host. And
I got voluntold.
The rest is history, and you are awesome. I could not do it without you.
Well, it's fun, and you make it fun.
Well, thank you. So thank you, everyone, for listening. Make sure you connect with us every Wednesday at 12 noon on TalkNetworkRadio.com for the So Social Radio Show. We're here to provide you inspiration and in growing your business through social media and marketing.
Absolutely so. And, for the second year, you've done a great job of putting this together and managing it. So a great big thank you from your co-host.
Awesome. I know you've gotten used to me, right? All right. So everyone, have a great social week.